Hey everyone, welcome. I want to thank you for joining in. It is our first podcast, the launch of our podcast and our channel called It's Never Too Late. I'm so excited that you guys are joining me for this very first kickoff. I really didn't feel any time to take any longer with it. I wanted to launch, and I have a team with me and we're ready to go. And so we're gonna get started. Today is the very first recording. We're excited to get started with it. And I just wanted to give some backstory on the channel, It's Never Too Late. And I pray that It's Never Too Late podcast will be a blessing to your life, a blessing to someone who you know needs it, or even in your own walk. But the backstory for It's Never Too Late, this podcast was birthed out of my daughter's heart. She had wanted to do a podcast with me for a while, and we went back and forth, trying to get it together and make preparations. As her microphone, we had our stuff, getting everything ready to go. And man, she just thought that her dad had a message that would impact the generation, her generation. And she believed we could go over relevant content and reach this generation, and just wanted to make an impact for peers, friends, family, and anyone that ever tuned in. It's absolutely Alexis's idea and her rules. About 4 months ago, my daughter passed away, Alexis Hernandez. She passed away and she went home to be with the Lord. So I didn't get to make the podcast with her. I didn't have a chance to fulfill this with her. Today, I'm executing this podcast in her memory. It's also, as her father, my job to keep my daughter's legacy alive as long as I am alive. And that's what I'm gonna do. I came to remember my beautiful daughter, Alexis Hernandez. Alexis was 26 years old. Alexis was a beautiful young lady. She was on the worship team at our church. She was so inspirational. She was the centerpiece of our family. She could make you feel like you were the most important person or the only person that mattered. And I found out after she passed that she made a lot of people feel like that. For our family, for my wife, for my daughters, for my son-in-law, Billy, which is Alexis's husband, her brothers, Troy Jr. and Lewis, all my kids, I know they will agree with me. Alexis was the centerpiece of our family. She had such a big, vibrant role. And she just played this role. She knew how to make you feel loved and cared about, even if there was friction in other places. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's usually the leader in your family, like one of the leaders in your family. And she had such a gift. She passed away May the 13th this year in 2024. She was a beautiful and wonderful daughter. She was also mommy of Raquel, Tiffany, and Romy Batres, and she was married to Billy Batres. She was a loving wife and a dynamic mommy. Man, she was on the worship team in our church, and that girl could blow the roof off during worship time, man. And I miss her so much. But I know that we will be together again with the Lord in heaven. Listen, guys, I want to tell you this. When we all get to heaven one day, with our loved ones who knew the Lord, we'll never be separated again. There will be no more tears, no more sickness, no more confusion. We'll all be reunited again. We will never be separated from each other again. I just wanted to make mention of that. I dedicate this first episode to Alexis Hernandez. Forever in my heart, she is my baby and the centerpiece of our family, and I believe she will be the centerpiece of this podcast. I just wanted to kick off the first one and dedicate it to Alexis Hernandez. I know that she lives on through me. She is here with me in every episode, in every visitor that we bring. Here's some rules, just so you can understand what It's Never Too Late is going to be about, consist of, give you some direction here. I hope you'll follow along on the journey forever and ever, because this is going to be a ministry that, of course, myself and Alexis will oversee. She wrote down rules. Guys, We fought about the name of this podcast forever. We were going back and forth. When we're getting ready to launch the podcast, she was mad because I wouldn't order her microphone. Order my microphone. She already ordered her microphone. And was like, come on, Dad, you gotta order your mic already. You need to get serious. So it took me a minute. I did order some mics, but I got her microphone, so it's my privilege to use my baby's mic. She had these rules, and man, we were going back and forth over the name. She would pick these real serious names, and I would pick really goofy just to try to make her laugh and make her mad. I loved wrestling with Alexis. We wrestled physically, and she was strong, man. And we also wrestled with our words. We had a beautiful father-daughter relationship. And we went back and forth. And if I remember correctly, we came to the last thing, and I shared my heart, what it meant to me, and she shared her heart. She was trying to reach people, and she thought that her daddy had a message that could impact. And we were going to do it together. She is the co-host. She was going to ask relevant questions, and I was going to answer them to the best of my ability, of course, through the power of the Holy Spirit. She had these rules, and I'm going to read them to you because I'm keeping the rules. Rule number 1 is, Dad, it's not going to be too churchy. Hello, somebody. If anybody knows me, brother can be churchy. Just want to keep to what she was going to, and there was purpose. She said, Dad, it can't be too churchy, Dad. We're going to reach a whole nother group of people. She said, Dad, it's a conversation. She said, you can't yell and scream. Giving her the same answer today that I'm giving all of you. I'm gonna try my best not to yell and scream. Come on, somebody. I do scream and I'm hooting and hollering when I'm in church. It's a style that I believe God uses me. But she told me that podcast is gonna be a conversation. She said, people are gonna benefit from it. They will be equipped and edified. So we're going to have a conversation about some beautiful things. Also, this is a promise. My producer, my team, myself, and Alexis, I make this promise to you, to the viewers. It's the promise that we will have relevant content. We're going to talk about some issues that need to be spoken about. We know the effects of this generation being plagued with depression and hardship, confusion, misunderstanding. It is on a rampage. Thoughts of suicide are on a new high, and we'll go over statistics and we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about making major comebacks from people who have had great failure in their lives. Maybe you know someone. Maybe you yourself, you've tasted the bitter water of failure, setback, mistake, infidelity, betrayal, hardship. You've lost a family member. You've lost at some rate. Our promise to you is we're going to show you that with God, it's never too late. It's never too late to make a comeback. It's never too late to win your marriage. It's never too late to get back up and do it again. I know it might look bad right now. You might be in a tough season. I'm here to tell you, I believe God spoke this podcast into existence to let you know, no, it's never too late. And you can stand up and do it again. And if you stand up and do it again, I'm here to let you know that God will do another miracle again. That's what our Alexis rules were. I would like to take a brief second and introduce my producer, Zaysty Pearl. Yay! Zaysty Pearl is my producer. Her and her husband, they are behind us 100%. Her family is a beautiful family in our church. She has so much skill, and I'm so grateful. Sometimes she'll be here. Sometimes she'll be co-hosting. Sometimes she's going to do a split screen. She'll be overseeing projects, the editing, and all that stuff that Pastor Troy does not know how to do. And so she's going to be here, and I just wanted to give her a quick shout out, and I'm so grateful for Miss Zaysty Pearl. Ladies and gentlemen, also I wanted to make sure to make mention of our purpose. The purpose of It's Never Too Late podcast is to uplift, encourage, and equip, guys. To equip this generation and the future generations to continue to press forward in challenging times that we're facing right now, in dark times that we're facing right now, that this generation will move forward with God, with a fire beating in their heart again, and that you can be excited about life again. You can be excited about relationships again. You can be excited again, and you can move forward. Our purpose is to equip, and we promise you that we're going to give you content to relate, but also to give you an equipping, whatever it takes to get you there. We're going to give you some solid information to show you a path. And a lot of it will be testimonies of men and women and young men who've made comebacks where society, where their situation, where their mistake said it was too late. Family members told them to give up. It's over. But God has another story for your life. And the line starts with, it's not too late. It's not too late. We're going to share testimonies from young men and young women. Here's some young men that I can mention right now that we're going to be having interviews with. My brother from another mother is Matt Austin. Matt Austin is a pastor and an evangelist in the city of Houston, Texas. He will share a story with you where he was sitting in a jail cell and he thought it was all over. They were trying to throw the book at him. And if I remember right, he might correct me, but it was for manslaughter or even attempted murder. It was something really heavy. I can share that with you because he shared it with me, and he's going to be on this channel and he's going to share his testimony. Matt Austin went from a jail cell in a hopeless situation to being free. And now he is one of the greatest voices traveling the nation, preaching the gospel and the freedom. Matt Austin will be on this show and he's going to tell you it's never too late. You'll hear from voices like Matt Austin. You'll hear from voices very soon like Matt Cruz from Chicago, who was a young man, lost and bound, depressed, trying to find his way in life. He's still a young man. And now he is an evangelist, traveling the world, preaching the gospel with a relevant message to young people such as yourself. And God is using him in a powerful way on social media. He'll be here and he'll tell you why it's never too late, whatever situation. You'll hear the testimony over and over again of Pastor Troy Hernandez. That's me. You'll hear my testimony. I'm going to share words with you, messages that Alexis thought would be able to help someone. She used to help other people that she loved and she was trying to help. I received a text message the other day, that a screenshot that someone sent to me, and it was them and Alexis having a conversation. And my daughter was encouraging them and telling them not to give up. And at the end of the message, she told them, look, I know you can do it because I've seen my dad. I've seen my dad get back up in worst case scenarios, and he made it back to God, and look at what he's doing now. And she testified and said, it's never too late. And so you're going to hear stories. You're going to hear uplifting messages. We're going to partner with you, and we're going to let you know that it's never too late. And so I'm going to kick this off. I want to let you know, guys, that we love you. We believe in you. And you know, one of the biggest messages I hope to get across is that you're not alone. There's times in your walk, and it's usually the worst moments. Those are traps. What I mean by traps is those worst times of your moment. That's where we get stuck, or that's where we will go to a toxic relationship, or we'll go to a toxic place. And that is the time that you need to reach out to God. That is the time that you need to declare, I'm not going to just sit here in this, but you know what? If God did it for all those guys, if God did it, then guess what? It's never too late for me. I want to tell you that no, you are not alone. I believe that everyone who tunes into this channel, everyone who watches these videos, I believe that it's a prophetic journey, and God is going to speak to your life. I believe that God is about to give you a divine direction in which way to go. Many are wondering, which way do I go? Well, I'm here to let you know that God is going to give you direction. You just have to follow his lead. Last thing I'll share with you, we're going to keep making upgrades, and Zaysty will be here soon. She's going to plug everything in. We knew from the Lord that it was time to kick it off. But here's what I want you to remember. Please forever remember, it's never too late. It's never too late with God. No matter how bad the situation is, I'm here to let you know today that it's never too late with God for your children. It's never too late with God for your marriage. It's never too late with God for your health, for your business, for the entrepreneurship, for your finances. No. It's never too late. And the biggest thing that I want to get across to this generation, to your generation, it's never too late for the calling of God on your life. It's never too late. No matter how bad you think it is, no matter how big you think the mistake was, no matter how bad the betrayal was, what somebody did, it's never too late. And God has a plan of restoration for your life. I'll talk to you soon. Jesus loves you. We love you. And I'll see you on the next episode.